No meme today, guys, because I'd just like you to think and listen and ponder what I have to say. It's more of a serious matter, and so I'd like your undivided attention as we go through with this. Hey guys, Clone Guy here, and today we're going to be talking about something that needs to get talked about, and I have a feeling a lot of you are going to agree. In fact, probably most of you. And I know there's going to be some Wargaming goons who are going to be watching this video as well. You always do. I have my analytics, I know. And if you are listening, then please, take some notes. Pass it on. Do something with this. There are tanks in this game which were sold a long time ago. Tanks like the KV-5, the AT-15A, the AMX CDC, the IS-6, the Type 59. The list goes on. There's a lot of them. And in current world of tanks, they're no good. Nobody plays them. And so what does Wargaming do to fix this solution? Nothing. What they instead do is release new, quote-unquote, new premium tanks that look exactly the same. But they have a better gun. They have better mobility. They have an autoloader. So on and so forth. To the point where there's no point playing your previous tanks. I want to play my tanks I purchased 5 years ago. 6 years ago almost for some of them. I do. I want to play those tanks. But I can't. I could, yes, but why? I'm going to be losing the games for my team. I'm going to be a hindrance for my team if I play these vehicles. So Wargaming's solution to that is, of course, just release better tanks that you have to buy. No. No. Don't do that. Please. Because we supported you so long ago, you exist, World of Tanks Mercenaries. World of Tanks Mercenaries would not exist if it wasn't for the players who played 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, buying these tanks. You would not exist. And according to you guys, on your own stream, you stated that you have the funding to keep the game going for the next 2 years. So doesn't that mean you have, you could take 3 months to buff old tanks and not worry about new tanks? Couldn't you do that if you have so much money you've been bragging about? Then use that money that you say you have and make the game better. Make it better for players who supported you for so long. Another thing that keeps being mentioned on stream is the retention of players. Raybot keeps saying, we want to retain our old players. We want to retain players. That's our main goal right now. Our main priority is retaining players, keeping players. She even said that the new players aren't as important as the players who've been playing for a long time. Really? Well, and if that's the case, then stop releasing all these new things and start fixing the problems. Please. Please, oh please. So, there are a lot of bugs in this game. Even before update 4.12, there were a lot of bugs. And Wargaming, instead of fixing those bugs and those issues with the game, they instead decided to incorporate update 4.12. So instead of adding or fixing code, they added more code on top of the already broken code, which made the code even worse. That's why there are so many bugs and glitches in 4.12, because they do not fix their problems. They try to cover them up. Oh, the Type 59 is a really bad tank. Huh. Instead of fixing it, let's cover it up by releasing another one. Here, have another Type 59 you can buy, spend 60 euros on, $60 on, whatever it is you're spending. Go spend your money and get yourself a new Type 59. No. Fix the old one. Please. We spent, that tank wasn't actually the most expensive back then. But, we've probably spent $30 on the Type 59 5 years ago. We would love it if we could get that Type 59 buffed, changed. And guess what, Wargaming? If you buff the Type 59, if you buff the CDC, if you buff the IS-6, if you buff the KV-5, so on, so forth, guess what's going to happen? People are going to buy them again. Not only will you be fixing the issue for your old veteran players, you will also be adding more revenue into your game because new players or players who've been playing a while and haven't picked them up will want to buy them. It's very simple. I don't know how they can't seem to grasp this concept. There's a very famous story, in which everyone should know in the Wargaming console staff, seeing how they are American-based, unlike the PC, which is Belarusian. It's the Boston Tea Party. You should know the Boston Tea Party. That was the people revolting against the English government because of the taxes and because things weren't going how they wanted. Like, this is our land. This is how things should go. So this is how it should be. You're not listening. They revolted. And then the Revolutionary War and all this other stuff. And you guys, if you're American, you should all know that. And seeing how this is an American company, they should know that. If the people do not get what they want, they will revolt. They will revolt. And that's what's going to happen in this game. You keep releasing these reskins. I've had so many comments on my latest videos telling me that, hey, they've uninstalled the game, but they enjoy watching still. They just don't play it anymore. They refuse to play the game because it's so bad right now. And they're not wrong. They're not wrong. Wargaming, can't you see this? Your numbers are dropping rapidly. We used to be able to have, I took a measure about a year ago. We had about 100,000 active players on Xbox alone per month. This year I measured again in July. We had 50,000. That's half of the active player base in 1 year. It got chopped in half. There is no retaining the old players. They are leaving. It's because you aren't working on that problem. Look at this shot difference, or what exactly happened in the game. Look at the CDC. 14 shots fired, 12 hits, 5 pens. The Maya tank, 15 shots fired, 11 hits, 7 penetrations. The CDC needs some love. And that's not the only tank, of course. Now we're going to look at the Type 59, just play it in the background. Yet again, this was just a random game. It wasn't a game. I didn't specifically choose this game. This was just my next game. I'm like, okay, I got a game in the CDC. Let me go now play in the Type 59. And so this is my game in the Type 59. Okay? And the gun is so bad on the Type 59. It's ridiculous. So what does Wargaming do? They give the better gun to the Type 59. Oh, they do? Really? That's great. Yeah, but it's actually a new tank you have to buy. So sorry about all you people who spent all your money on your tanks before. You're not going to get them. And this is a common trend. They did this with the IS-6. You got the Hydra. They did this with the KV-5. You got the, what do they call it? The Ragnarok, right? They did it now with the Type 59 twice. You got the King Dragon. And did you see that shell miss? Yeah, that missed. That wasn't even a bounce in the tracks. That was a miss. Ready? Here it comes again. Missed. Goes low left again. This gun is bad. It's bad. Then you got the Type 59 2. Like, it's ridiculous. And I'm sure there's more that I'm currently not thinking about. There's probably plenty. And they're probably going to be releasing a lot more. And you know what? I'm not going to be buying them. I'm not going to buy them. It's not going to happen. I refuse. And it's really, really unfortunate because I would love to play competitively in my Type 59 again. I really would. I would love it if they changed its aim time from 2.9 seconds down to 2.5. That's still a high number for a medium tank with only 250 alpha. It's 2.5 seconds, but that would be great if they did that. Buff its pen from 181 to 90. And look at this mobility. It's garbage. Give it the new mobility they gave the new Type 59. That would be amazing. Give it those things, and guess what? It still wouldn't be overpowered. It would be a good preferential premium tank. Like, you have the STA-2 as a preferential tank. You have the FCM-50 ton as a preferential tank. Why are those tanks so dominant? Why are those tanks so good and played by super unicums, but these ones aren't? There's a reason. It's because these ones aren't good. Why would you play the IS-6 when you can play the 112? You know? Why would you play the Type 59 when you can play the STA-2? Why would you play the CDC, which isn't even a preferential tank, when you can play the FCM-50 ton? Like, there's so many questions I have. And the rest of this game, you're going to see my gun just do terrible things to me. It's just how the gun works. And this is a good crew, by the way. I have 6th Sense, Repairs, Brothers in Arms, Snapshot, Smooth Ride, Recon, Situation Awareness, and Preventive Maintenance. Alright, you can't get your gun handling any better than this in this tank, other than taking food. Alright, so this is as good as it gets. Food and vents. I don't have vents, but you don't need it. There we go. Hey, look at that. We hit a shot. Fantastic. It's about time. But that's it. This is the game. And there is no love to the old player base, which I would love to see. I would. We are the reason your game exists, Wargaming. Not because of your decisions, but because of ours. If we didn't decide to buy these tanks, your game would not exist. So you're welcome. Ready? Watch the shot into the tracks. Ready? Into the ground. That hit the ground. You thought maybe it would go to the left and hit the lower plate and bounce off. Maybe it would go to the right and hit the rock. No, that went into the ground somehow. I don't understand. It's a bad tank. This is a bad tank. And people were telling me how bad it was. I'm like, it's not a bad tank. I haven't played this thing in like a year, maybe 2 years. And people kept telling me it's a bad tank. And I finally picked it up again today after at least a year. It is a bad tank. Holy cow. I did not realize this, how bad this tank has become. It's garbage. It's no good. And instead of fixing the problem, they add more problems. They cover up their problems. Wargaming, please stop covering up your problems and face them, fix them, stop them, prevent them. Do something with your game that isn't stupid. For once, please. Take your game, take a look at it, realize what the player base is saying, and act upon it. And I hate the excuse, oh, we already have, look, if you don't fully aim, you miss. We already have, the next 6 months planned out ahead of time, so we can't alter those plans. Well then, plan for something in 6 months that affects us, that affects what we have said. Put our effects into play. Please, stop with this, oh, we already have the next 6 months planned, we can't do anything about that. Yes, you can. The FE4202 is a perfect example. That thing came out so fast after players really pushed it. They're like, fine. And it came out within 2 months. So, I don't know why you're saying, oh, we can't change things. Yes, you can. You absolutely can change things. I don't care that you've got things planned for the next 6 months. Alter your plans. Alter them. It's okay to call an audible. Sometimes you need to call an audible. And so do that. Call an audible. Be like, hey, you know what? The players really want this. Instead of doing this, which we have no evidence will make the game better, or this, we have no evidence if the players will like it, or this, we have no evidence if it'll, cause more bugs or issues. Let's instead do what the players want, since they're the ones playing the game and paying for the game. They're the reasons we're even able to make this game and keep this game going. Like, please, perhaps you could do that. I would really, really appreciate that. I would. And I hope you guys are listening, and I know you are listening. And, just take a look, if you're wargaming and you've made it this far, take a look at the likes and dislikes on this video. Take a look at the comments. Look at player feedback for once in your lives. Alright, this is a channel where I will not be deleting comments, so you'll actually be able to read them. I will not be deleting comments I don't agree with, or banning people I don't agree with. Cough, cough, Raybot in the forums. So take a look, because these comments are going to be here to stay. Anyway, guys, that's my spiel for the day. Let me know what you think. Do you think the players who supported this game should also be supported by Wargaming? Like, it's nice, isn't it, getting that, free tier 2 tank at the end of the year for playing the game for 5 years and spending hundreds of dollars on the game. It's really nice getting that free tier 2 tank, isn't it? You know what? Let's start a movement, guys. Right now, let's start a movement. Well, let's call it Operation Overhaul. Okay? And what they do is they take a look at all the old tanks, and for the next 6 months, or 3 months even, maybe it doesn't take that long, they take a look at all the old tanks and they, balance them accordingly, especially the premium ones. I mean, I'd love to see, some changes to some of the tech tree ones, like the newer tech tree ones, but let's specifically talk about the premium tanks right now. Operation Overhaul. And they go through and they bring all the old tanks up to par with the new ones. How great would that be? That would be amazing. So let's start a movement right now and call it Operation Overhaul. And those of you all supportive of Operation Overhaul, let me know in the comments below, like the video, so on and so forth. Let's make this a thing. Let's get Wargaming to pay attention. Let's get them to notice us, please. And they do notice us, but they don't. I know Raybot notices, but the issue is she deletes the comments. She makes it seem like it never happened. Like, this doesn't go towards our plans. Let me delete this so no one else sees it. She's the messenger who doesn't give the messages. That's a really dangerous thing to have. Can you imagine a king from the olden days who has a messenger? The messenger is the one who's supposed to, obviously give clear and concise messages that the king has ordered or the enemies have conveyed. And the messenger is supposed to be like, all right, this is what the king has said, or this is what the enemy king has said, this is what they do, this is what they'll do, this is, their plans. Imagine the messenger comes back, is like, nope, everything's good, nothing's wrong with the enemy king. He's not demanding, that you return his prisoners of war, and if you don't, he's gonna go to war with you again. He didn't say that at all. So everything's fine and dandy. And then the king's like, alright, cool, everything's fine and dandy. And then guess what happens? They get invaded by the king with their pants down. By the other king with his pants down. Because they weren't expecting it. Because their messenger was an idiot. Raybot, deliver our messages, please. That's your job as community manager. And so this is a direct line to you. And as you can see in this game, a CDC just could not perform. And we were way too big to hide behind a simple ridge line. That's going to have to be it. Thanks, guys, for watching. If you enjoyed, please slap that like button, comment, and subscribe. Please comment and like the video if you agree. If you disagree, dislike the video. Alright, let's get a real ratio in Wargaming. Take a look at the comments. Take a look at the dislikes. Take a look at the likes. And also, everyone, check out SpaceBANDIT. Links in the description below. And I'll see you guys all later. Take care, everyone, and peace out.